23 years old, from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, playing golf, going to school in Canada as well, playing on the golf team there. I was about like 10 or 11 years old, played hockey my whole life, and kind of some of the guys wanted to go to the driving range and go hit the driver and stuff, so I went out there and just kind of fell in love with it from there. Out of high school, I wanted to play NCAA golf, and that was one of my goals, and after that was obviously to play professional golf, playing the PGA Tour. And after what happened to myself and my teammates, I didn't know if I was ever going to play golf again, right? I was told that I probably would never play competitive golf again.
A gifted athlete with a passion for the game of golf. Tonight, 19-year-old Dayton Price from Mississauga remains in a U.S. hospital, seriously hurt in a devastating crash.
This was a head-on crash. One of the vehicles belonged to the University of the Southwest. It was transporting the men's and women's golf team from a golf tournament here in the West Texas area. Tragically, there are deceased in that vehicle.
One of the first moments I had was, my mom and my dad were in the room, and I didn't really know what happened, and I kind of asked, where's my teammates, and Lacey Stone's father coming in, one of the girls that passed away, and I had my legs vacuum sealed, and he just kept saying to me you're a warrior, and you're unbelievable, and I was crying, and I said sorry maybe a million times that his daughter had passed away, and for him to stand there and say all those things about me, it's part of the reason that I'm here.
Dayton came to us with burns over 60% of his body, all third degree. So it was a very serious injury. Dayton had been told by a number of healthcare providers that had seen him before he got to us that there was a chance that he was going to lose his legs.
Yeah, it was a hard day. There was a lot of tears. I knew it deep down inside he was not accepting that as an answer.
When I first met Dayton, he asked me that question several times. And I leaned over to him and I said, if he promised to work very hard and to do everything I said, I would save his legs. The complexity of trying to get all of his burns to heal, especially those burns around his ankles, took a lot of ingenuity and the ability to use very cutting-edge products that helped the wounds and the skin heal. And there were several that we use here at the Burn Center and allowed to use on him that he would not have been able to have access to at any other hospital in the region, and even some burn centers throughout the country. So we're very fortunate that our hospital, UMC, has allowed us to have these products. They're very expensive to use in someone like Dayton, who obviously had the fear and the concern that he was going to lose his legs, and by using all of these techniques, we were able to save them.
I think my first week at South Plains, I was kind of still, kind of trying to get better, and now the thought of that I lost my teammates and my coach and all that, and I came in there and he was a golf guy, sports guy, and it was great. It was awesome. We do our therapy and talk about whatever it was, and for an hour or an hour and a half, however long I was out there for, I'd forget about it. We went out to, I was still at South Plains, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna go out there, and I was so excited, and I probably could walk 10 steps. He had to stand beside me just in case I fell over. But yeah, we did some chipping and putting, and to be back out there and to feel, what I felt was amazing. And it's all because he wanted to take me out there, and it was unbelievable. It was awesome.
we spent 60 days together in the burn unit. You know, to see him go from terrible, terrible leg wounds, like probably some of the worst leg wounds we've seen, down to tendon and muscle, in an athlete of all people, to where he is now, you know, going through all the scarring, all the laser therapy, and where he is now competing in golf and doing it well. Those changes were all incremental, but looking back, it's always tremendous to see the amount of work that he's put in and his resilience. You don't do that if you don't work hard, and he's one of the hardest workers I know.
It means a great deal to me and my family. It has allowed us to continue on with Dayton's recovery. It has allowed us to be successful and to have him become the person that he wants to be after such a tragic accident, and knowing that he's been able to come back to life and have all the dreams come true again and play golf again. The UMC Foundation and UMC hospitals, the doctors and our nurses have allowed all of that to happen for Dayton.
I'm playing for myself and my family, yeah, but there's 6 of my teammates and my coach that are also out there with me. I could have, never been able to go back out there. Or, I get the privilege of seeing my mom and dad and my sister every day, and that was taken away from them. So I'm just grateful every time that I get to go out and play golf and play competitive golf, because you never know when it's going to be taken away from you.